my testimony is about lessons from teachers. No, not the ones in the classroom. I'm talking about those people that you meet in life, that one of their sole purposes is to help you learn something about yourself, about life, and about others. The teachers I will talk about were crushes of mine. One person that I will talk about I had a situationship with, and the other, I really don't have a word or category to describe the nature of our relationship. Well, I'll say we were each other's teacher. This may sound weird, but for as long as I can remember, when a guy overtly showed interest in me, it annoyed me. And I'm still like that today. Don't ask me why. I don't even know. Anyway, that was the case with the first teacher. But nevertheless, I ended up having mutual feelings for him. Well, maybe more than mutual. I actually fell in love. The phrase "I love you" had been exchanged on numerous occasions by him first, because I was on the brink of explaining to him that I needed some time without communication with him. He could have been sincere, I'll never know, but each time I said it, I was definitely being sincere. I had never used that term outside of telling my family and close friends the same thing. Did I mention that each time either of us said it, it was by text? Some may say that doesn't count. Well, for me, it counted, and I really meant it. Each time I said it, he couldn't believe that I would love or be in love with someone such as himself. But hey, I was. That's something that he taught me, how it felt to love someone outside of my family and or close friends. How it felt to love someone on an intimate level. He wasn't someone I thought was drop dead handsome, but he wasn't ugly either. He had a smile that made me smile, even if I didn't feel like smiling. And that kind of smile gets me every time. Not everyone has a smile like that. Ironically, each of the teachers I will talk about today has that kind of smile. Anyway, back to teacher number one. So he taught me things really, he taught me looks didn't really matter. And I think one of the biggest life changes that came about with knowing him was that marriage isn't a scary choice. I was never that girl that grew up wanting to be married, who had her wedding plans, colors, and even the names of her bridesmaids written down in her diary. Well, knowing him, those ideas and thoughts began to happen. I was watching Say Yes to the Dress all the time. Even though I don't have him in my life, the thought of marriage did not leave with him. So I thank him for the bravery of approaching me, and I thank God that I was able to have that experience with him. Now to teacher number two. My feelings for him crept up on me even before I knew that they were there. He changed my view of fatherhood. I thought of my father in ways I had never thought before. He changed my way of how I looked at men with children in general. Before knowing him, if I had found out a guy that was trying to get to know me had kids, I turned into Casper real quick. But a man having kids doesn't scare me anymore because of knowing teacher number two. Wanting or needing love shouldn't end with single parenthood, whether it's a father or mother. He also prompted me to deal with and meditate on some past hurts and wounds that I thought weren't there anymore. One time I was telling him about something that was hurtful for me in my past, and he asked me, was I really over it or had I just learned to live with it? That really got me. I was at a loss for words. That question was asked back in October of 2018. And recently I have thought about that question more often, and it's a question that I have been trying to find the answer for myself. Anyway, even though things didn't work out with teacher number 1 and we no longer talk, and my feelings for teacher number 2 change on a weekly basis, I'm glad for the lessons that they both have taught me and how they have changed me. Prayerfully, I have brought some positive change to them as well. As I embark on the course of a new teacher, I'm ready to learn what they may teach me. So just as I have learned to look at those relationships as lessons and the people I interacted with in those relationships as teachers and as something to be gained from knowing them and not as a waste of time and energy, I hope that it will help you think about how you feel about those failed relationships or relationships you feel were a waste of your time as lessons, and the people you engaged in those relationships as teachers, and ask yourself, what am I to learn from knowing that person? That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and continue to live life in the daylight and be the daylight in someone else's life. God bless.